Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It is time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. This is our daily updates that we do here where we talk about what happened in our little VW shop in Orange, California. So why don't we hop right in and get started. So Mr. Rafa spent all day working on this beauty, the 74 Love Bug edition in Ravana green here. And yes, if you're new here, this car came from the factory. Well, this is a full restoration we did, but we put it back the way it came. Came from the factory with all blacked out trim everywhere. Black, black, black. That's how it came. Love Bug edition. They were available in this color and I think it was blood red or blood orange. Two colors, both kind of the same deal, all blacked out trim. And sport wheels, which are kind of cool. And they were actually a little bit cheaper, maybe like $1,000 cheaper than a regular, it's a standard Beetle, for those of you that didn't notice or are new here. See, bottom's not curved under, standard Beetle. Anyway, yeah, they were, I don't know, $1,200 comes to mind, cheaper than a regular Beetle. I guess, I don't know if it was because the lack of chrome, maybe they were able to manufacture it a little cheaper. Don't know. Anyway, or they just needed to blow out some Beetles in the 70s when I think sales were starting to dip. Anyway, whatever the case. So Rafa worked on this car all day, and a lot of that was spent troubleshooting the steering, actually, believe it or not, guys. So it had this weird thing where when you'd be turning the steering wheel, every once in a while, it would feel like the steering wheel would like slip a little bit versus, you know, the turning of the actual wheels. And it felt like, if those of you that have had VWs in the past, there's in fact, let's see, I think I've got a couple laying over here. Probably easier to show than to wave my hands around and try and explain it. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. Some show and tell. So the steering coupler, which is that rubber puck on one end, attaches to this flange, which goes into the steering shaft. And on the other end, it attaches to this, which goes onto the spline shaft of the steering box. And so if you've ever had this on a VW where the clamp on one side or the other isn't really tight, it'll kind of slip like that a little bit. And so we actually thought that it was this, because you can see, and I think this was probably going on at some point in this car's life. You can see how the teeth there in this area are kind of worn down, and that's exactly what happens when the clamp here isn't really tight. There is that little bit of movement. It can't just spin around indefinitely because there's a bolt that goes through the clamp that kind of interfaces with this flat spot. So it can only really go so far before the bolt kind of hits the flats here, if that makes sense. But anyway, so we thought it was that. And so Rafa went and pulled it all apart and replaced this with another one that had, you know, much better teeth on it. And that didn't do it. The teeth on the steering box looked fine. So yeah, everything else was fine. And so finally we replaced the steering box itself with a new one from our friends at Wolfsburg West, and that took care of it. So I don't think I've ever seen a steering box do that before, and I think Rafa said the same thing. Super weird. It really felt like what it feels when these are slipping. Like you would be turning the wheel and all of a sudden it would almost feel like it went a little bit, you know, like without the wheels turning, like it would just slip a little bit and then kind of like re-engage or something. Super weird. I mean, it felt exactly like what it feels when these things are not tight enough. Anyway, so something very strange going on inside of that steering box. Might have to pull that steering box apart for curiosity's sake, just to see if we can even tell what's going on in there. But 100% in the steering box, because we pretty much replaced literally everything else and still doing it, and replaced steering box, boom, problem was gone. So super weird, but you know, there it goes. Sometimes troubleshooting is hard because you think something is something that you've seen before and it's not, and so you're kind of scratching your head. Anyway, so the other super minor thing that happened is we finally got one of these surrounds here that we were missing. Wolfsburg West has been out of these for a while. I think we ended up getting a really nice used one and kind of cleaning it up. So that's done finally. What else? I think that's kind of what Rafa did on this car today, mostly dedicated to the steering issue. I think there was some other very minor thing that he did. Couldn't even tell you what. Nothing to get too excited about. So that was his day. My day was spent, if you saw the thumbnail, you know what I'm about to say, spent on this guy, which is the Pearl White 64 Beetle. Again, restoration by another shop. Had motor problems since day one. Owner got tired of the problematic motor. And so we had basically a turnkey 1699cc motor built by our friends at Brothers Machine Shop. Basically a stock motor with a 74 millimeter counterweighted crank, 1600 pistons and cylinders, little bit of compression, like obviously it has compression, but a little bit more than a stock motor. And I think it's got ratio rockers on it and a very mild cam. So I need to find out what this thing dynoed at, because Brothers actually sent it over to our friend Brian Roth, and I think he ran this thing on the dyno. I want to say it made like 80 horsepower or something like that, which is pretty good for, a stock-ish motor with, a little bit more displacement, a little bit of compression. Anyway, so yeah, that went in today. And before that went in, it's rebuilt transmission that I talked about yesterday went in, and went in, pretty uneventfully. The transmission, at least. The motor was a bit of a fighter. Honestly, it was one of those ones that I struggled with a bit, guys. Some motors are just weird like that. You gotta really have them really, 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 really precisely lined up, and then they go right in. And other motors can be all cattywampus and they slide right in. Kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, transmission went in and put the backing plates on with all new seals, for the bearing retainers, and hooked up the brakes, the e-brakes, put the shocks back on, the snubbers, obviously connected the axles to the spring plates. Pretty much full installation here of the transmission. Got everything hooked up, clutch hooked up, ground cable, all that fun stuff. It's all in. And after I did that, went ahead and put the motor in and got it in. Have not started it yet. I still need to add oil and what else? I mean, the throttle cable's hooked up, fuel hose is hooked up. There's really not a heck of a lot left to do here. So I will probably start it up tomorrow. I do need to run to the auto parts store and get a 12-volt battery for this car. And I still need to install the 12 volts turn signal flasher relay. And I still need to install the 12 volt horn. I think that's it, guys. So I'm hoping to probably take this car for a spin tomorrow. I don't think that should be too hard. Really, there's just those very relatively easy handful of things that I mentioned. The motor, like I said, it's already been dyno tested, tuned, broken in, so should pretty much run great right off the bat. Transmission is full of oil, transmission oil, and yeah, guys, so shouldn't be any problem. Be taking this puppy for a spin tomorrow. Pretty anxious to see what it feels like. Should be great, and it should be a really good car on the freeway. Again, with the numerically lower ring and pinion, and then the also numerically lower fourth gear, an 082, and a 412 ring and pinion. So yeah, this thing should scoot along pretty nice on the freeway. And yeah, so guys, I think that was actually my day. It was maybe a bit of a short video today because pretty much just worked on this, and like I said, other than having to wrestle the motor a little bit, it went pretty much like clockwork. And Rafa's day, yeah, pretty much spent on this one, solving the mystery of the slipping steering. So guys, that's actually it for today. So thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye.